What's up, everybody? I'm Bree.
And I'm Evan.
And this is Reality Check TV.
Of course.
Welcome back to our channel. And if you are new to our channel, here's where we discuss some of our favorite reality shows to watch together as a couple. So if you love reality TV like we do, please make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
With the quickness.
Yes. Now we are back. Another week of Put a Ring on It. And I got some opinions. This was a very interesting episode, so I think we should just get right into it.
You know, every new episode brings more fireworks, it seems.
Yes. So
new things are coming out.
Yes. So we're gonna jump into it today. No, not even small talk. Let's just get into it. So this episode picks up with Jasmine and Zay. And they are having their one-on-one session with Dr. Stacy. And if you watched last week's episode, and if you watched our episode, our review last week, it came out that there was an incident in the past where one of Zay's friends threatened to smack Jasmine. Mm-hmm. Now, this was in public. And I believe since that incident, the friend and Zay have mended fences, and now they have, moved on with their lives and in their friendship. But Jasmine is left feeling away because she feels like her man wasn't protecting her. She felt like she was taken as a joke, and rightfully so, right? All of her feelings are legit. I personally completely understand. So again, the episode just kind of picks up from that conversation. So Dr. Stacy is trying to get Zay to understand that you have to listen and, I guess not justify, but recognize and respect her feelings. Because he kept saying the statement, oh, she shouldn't feel this way. She shouldn't feel like I'm not protecting her. She shouldn't feel like, what other word did he use?
I know he was pretty much just saying she shouldn't have any feelings or emotion towards that.
Right, like she shouldn't feel that way, right? When Dr. Stacy was trying to push him to get to the point where, like, no, her feelings are valid. Let's switch up the sentence, and instead of saying she shouldn't feel this way, it should be, I don't want her to feel that way. And he understood that. And they just talked more so about their communication, and also on Jasmine's part about her, when they were in that moment, she should have took that opportunity to make her feelings known in that moment when the issue was happening. Mm-hmm. Now, my personal opinion, this is all well and good. This is really great. But for me personally, I just feel like I shouldn't have to tell you this. I said last week in our review, this is a big red flag. This is a big deal breaker for me. Security is a big thing for me in my relationship. I have to feel like I'm secure and safe. Safety, I should say. And safety is just a big deal to me. And so the moment that is challenged by another man, and that man happens to be your friend, I just feel like I shouldn't have to express to you why the situation was wrong and why I am offended by it, or any of that. I think you should just know. Like, come on. Like, I see where Dr. Stacy was coming from, and I understand, like, they definitely felt like they had somewhat of a breakthrough in that conversation, because it was really came down to communication and communicating your feelings. But I think that's all well and good. I agree. You should do that. But when it comes to that example, I just feel like it goes without saying that that's a big no. And that's his job to protect his woman, especially from people that is connected to him. Um, and the moment that him and his friend made up, like it should even have been a question, or he shouldn't even have to ask his friend or his homeboy to apologize to his lady, which he clearly never did. But I feel like that was just a no.
I feel like he was trying to appease two people at once in a weird way. Um, he so-called talked to his friend in private, and his friend apologized to him, and he runs back to his lady and just like, hey, well, he apologized, but he didn't apologize to her.
Well, I think that he also mentioned how, like, he even said when Jasmine started crying in the session, he was like, oh, like, damn, like, I didn't realize it was this deep. And to me, like, that says a lot. Like, like, no, like, I don't understand why you don't think that it's that deep. Like, I don't get it. Like, I truly don't get it. This whole situation just kind of like rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm just like, I didn't even know that this was a thing. Like, this is really like a thing. Like, y'all really just have y'all's homeboys talking to y'all's women like crazy. Like, y'all wildin'. Like, for real. Like, y'all really wildin' in these relationships. This is foreign to me.
And being at the age they're at, too. I mean,
right.
they're supposedly supposed to be grown adults.
Right.
You know?
Right. Like, now, I will say, I have been in a situation. I remember in college, I was dating someone, and I got into a verbal altercation with a man at a club. And my boyfriend at the time didn't do anything, really. I mean, except for like holding me back. And I'm not gonna lie, that situation, y'all might think this is really dramatic, but it was very traumatic for me, because again, safety is a big thing for me. And I know there's this, I guess, I don't know, this I feel like people think because I am so strong and I can handle my own. Believe me, I ain't no punk. Like, that ain't it. But at the same time, if I'm with my man, I just feel like I shouldn't even have to address this dude. And he was completely wrong. He was drunk, and he spilled a drink on me and just instantly just started yelling at me, because I told him to back up. And he was invading my space, and it just completely got out of hand. And I feel like that was enough for me to realize it's so important to be in a relationship where I feel like my partner has my back. And also, it's important for me to just have safety um, in my relationship. And so for me, this is just a very touchy subject to me. And I felt like it was just a little triggering for me. It just wouldn't be a thing. And so that's my personal experience, where I just feel like this wouldn't even be a conversation. We wouldn't be on this show because we broke up that night. So there's that. There's no more Bree and Zay. That's how that would go. So, but that's me. That's how I feel about it. But anyways, so the three couples have their group session with Dr. Stacy, and they all give updates on their dates, and just how the previous week went. We already know. We don't even have to really go through it because we talked about it in our previous review. We knew Zay, his last date, or wait, did he have a date at this point? He had a date yet? No, he hadn't had a date yet. Jasmine had her date. So Jasmine had her date, and we already knew Jasmine was not going to go out with that dude again. Right. Like, we don't even have to revisit that. Go watch the last review, and you'll hear our opinions about that date. So she decided not to go on another date with him. Catherine decided that she wasn't going to go on another date, but that was like the previous week. So right. She was always going to get a new person. Yeah. Now, Jasha and Joya, they had their one-on-one last week, so they didn't, they just had a house call. Yeah, right. So they didn't go out on dates. So they working in new dates this week as well. So this week, everybody's going out on a date. Everybody. And things got a little interesting. Okay? Things got a little interesting. I want to start with Joya and Jason.
Okay.
So, Joya goes on a date with this guy named Jacoby. Jacoby is very cute. I'm not going to lie. Very cute. Very attractive, right? When you're looking at him, he's very attractive. And he has a lot of confidence. But as soon as he walked into their home, he started throwing a little bit of jabs that was covered up as jokes. But I feel like he took it a step too far for my liking. As a woman, I just feel like I love a confident man, right? Like I love a confident man. But there's a difference between being confident and being an asshole. Like I just feel like, and it's sometimes it can get very sticky because the line can be very blurred sometimes. But I just wasn't really feeling him after he just kind of kept talking. It was just too much for my liking. If I'm being honest with y'all, Jaysha is more of my type. His whole personality, first of all, the way he looks very good, but also his personality, he seems very laid back, but he's like that quiet confidence. Like, I like that. And he's just like, he's not like, he don't really break a sweat. And I like that. Jacoby, I don't know, he just put a little extra stank, on a lot of the comments that he was making. Like when he walked in, first of all, I will say it was clear, it was very obvious that he was extremely attracted to Joya the first time that he saw her. Because when he walked into the apartment, he looked at Joya, he was like, oh wait, oh okay. Like, all right now. And then that's when the comments kept going. I missed what he said when he first walked in. I didn't catch it until he made the comment about her shoes. He said her shoes looked good. She had on these really cute shoes. I'm not going to lie. They were really cute. And he was like, oh, yeah, I like your shoes. He was like, oh, now you can look up now.
You can look up a little higher.
You can look up a little higher. Right. That was a little shade towards Jaysha. And Jaysha was like, oh, wow. He's like, oh, wow.
And then I know Jaysha made a comment. He said something about bringing her home safely.
Yes.
And Jacoby said, what did he say again? I may bring her back.
Before Jaysha even said something, he was like, I might bring her back. Or something like that. Like, he kept saying, like, little things like that. And it was like, cute at first. Like, okay.
I mean, Jacoby wouldn't say that with the cameras not around.
That's what Jaysha said. Jaysha was like, he wouldn't be...
A lot of guys don't.
He wouldn't have this energy if the cameras wasn't here. If they wasn't in this situation. But... I don't know. He kind of comes off like the type of guy that maybe he would.
He knows he's on camera.
I don't know.
He knows he's on camera.
It's something about him. I don't know. Like, I wasn't really, like, feeling it all the way. He's an entrepreneur. They all are. But he did... I forgot what business... Like, what industry he's in.
It's something with business.
Yeah, I forgot what industry he was in. But he seems like a... successful guy. I don't know. Like, I don't really have much to say about Jacoby, besides the fact that he looked good. He did. But I think he know that. And sometimes that can be a little dangerous. Okay, so they are going out to eat for their date. And the camera gets them doing their little slow-mo intro into the restaurant. And Jacoby tries to grab Jaysha's hand. So... at first, she allows him to do it, but then he tries to, like, lock in with her, like, hold hands, like that intimate hand holding.
He trying to take a mile.
Right, and then she was kind of like, oh, wait, no, can't do that. Like, no, oh, wait, what are you doing? She was so nervous, and I was like, that's like me. Like, wait a minute, hold up. It's doing too much. But then they get into the restaurant, and... he mentioned, like, I think he asked her something about Jaysha. And he was like, so yeah, something about, he was like, something, your ex.
Your ex.
And referred to Jaysha as her ex. That's what I'm talking about. It was just
he spent too much time. He spent too much time with Jaysha's name in his mouth and his presence than actually it seemed like on Joya. Like, I mean, the thing is, yeah, like, you know, these dudes go in. Of course, they know when they walk in, they're going on a date with a woman that has a man at that point. And, you know, of course, they want to put their best foot forward, but, you know, Jacoby, you know, he came on some.
It's Jacoby.
Same thing.
Jacoby.
He came on that crap about
Jacoby.
everything. You know, take shots at your man, thinking I'm gonna make you laugh, trying to make your man look small, all that crap.
Well, speaking about her man, let's fast forward to the meat of the conversation. Somewhere along the lines, when asking, you know, just back and forth questions about each other, it was brought up that he used to have a fetish for women that were already in relationships, right?
Those are the type of dudes that go missing.
So he says that, and so she's like, "Oh, okay." They continue to talk, and pause on that point because I'm gonna get to it later when Joya gets back to the house with Jaysha, because Jaysha had a fantastic response to that whole part of him talking about he used to fetishize over women that were already in relationships. So just pause there. But they're having the conversation, and I don't even know how this was brought up either. Like, I truly don't remember. But they started talking about intimacy. And I believe Joya, their names, I swear. Sorry, guys. Joya posed a question, I believe. And, like, basically, like, what does intimacy mean to you? Or how do you handle intimacy? It was something along those lines. And Jacoby's response was basically like, you know, he's an aggressor. And he said specifically when it comes to sex, I'm the aggressor. That's when it was brought up about, I think, him fetishizing over women that used to be in or that are in relationships. And some of his answer was wrapped around sex, like physical sex.
It seemed like all his answers were
right. And Joya was like, okay, well, beyond sex, like, how else do you show intimacy? And then he was like, well, are you going to show me? She was like, well, I can't show you, but I can tell you.
Well, key thing before that, he stated that he's working on that.
Okay.
Yeah, so he doesn't.
Yeah, that's a good part. That's a good part. That's very important.
He said, I'm working on that.
Right. So Joy was like, well, I can't show you, but I can tell you. And so she was like, you know, it doesn't have to be intimacy just in the bedroom. Like, I'm able to make love to a man just by the way I look at him, my body language, how I talk to him. And that is a form of intimacy. And I felt like this was a very, very interesting conversation.
Because how Joy was looking at him when she said that. Whew.
Well, no, I'm talking about the subject matter.
I know, but intimacy. she was demonstrating it while she was talking. She was going like this to get him to look in her eyes.
Yeah. Because one thing about Joya is she seems like she oozes sex appeal, right? You know, I'm not gonna lie. I love a woman that, and I'm saying like love, like admire, right? I admire women and men. I'm more attracted to the men that are able to do this, but for women, I just find it to be so much power in just how they're able to ooze sex appeal and confidence without forcing it, right? There's a lot of people that force it, and that's why there's like this disconnect. You know, we even see it with, you know, girls or women that are artists of today. Like, it's just everything, like, sex is forced, the sexiness is forced. And you have women like a Rihanna. Like, Rihanna, to me, I would say in the second part of her career, right? Not the Ponder Replay Rihanna, but rated R Rihanna.
Cake.
Right. It's like she just kind of oozes the sex appeal
without trying.
Without trying. It's not for, and just her swag. Like, she just got this, her whole style and swag is you can just tell. Like, right? Like the women want to be her and the men want to, like, I'm not going to say it. I just feel like it's not forced. And then there's a lot of other women. I'm not going to name the artist. That's another video. What?
I'm about to say the name.
Oh, you can say a name. You can say a name because there's multiple.
Chloe.
Yeah, Chloe
Good
Bailey.
Lord.
Yeah. But I'm not about to make this into a Chloe Bailey.
She
but that's
so hard.
Y'all. Side note, for real. Side note. Okay, if y'all don't know yet, Beyonce is life. Okay, she's life. I am a part of the Beehive. Just putting that out there. So at any point that she's connected to anybody else, I'm going to give them a chance. So the Bailey sisters, automatically love them, love their first album, love their second album, love them.
They have albums.
Yes, they have albums.
What was the album that came out and it came out last week that only sold like 10,000?
That's Chloe's solo album. That's her first one.
Oh.
But together, the sisters, Chloe and Hailey, they've had 2 albums.
Oh, I'm doing that.
Well, they were really good. They're very, very talented. Love them. This is we're so off track right now. But this is really quick story. Like, for so long, I have been really supporting and trying to support Chloe, but there's just been this really big disconnect. And at first, I was like, maybe it's the age. I was like, maybe it's just the age thing. But I'm not that much older than Chloe, so I'm like, I don't know what it is. But I've had multiple people help me find the right language for it, and it's the fact that it just feels very forced, and I hate to feel that way. I really do love you, Chloe. I really do, but it's just really forced. But that's an example, right? Like, like I said, I admire women that are able to just, like, they just walk into a room and it's like just sex appeal. Like, they don't gotta do much.
And not everybody has it.
It's a gift.
It's,
it really is a gift.
It's like you don't even try.
You don't even try, and they don't recognize it. Like, they're not doing anything. They're just existing, but they just have it.
I think the thing is, they're able to display it without trying to even know, because it's like, it just seems like they're just being themselves 24/7.
Right. And it's sexy, and I think that's what's sexy, right? The sexiness comes from the confidence. It comes from just like, I'm so authentically me. That's attractive.
And like I said, I think a word to describe all that, the whole individuality, because it's a lost art nowadays.
That's true. Y'all, like, oh my God, we take this note. We've been saying every video we say that we're gonna do like separate videos. No, but for real, we really do need to talk about this though. Like, we need to have a whole separate video about this, because this is a real thing, and I have so much more to say and so many other artists to point out where that's why it's just not giving for me. And I feel like there's just like this big disconnect. But anywho, back to the intimacy part. When it comes to intimacy, I felt like this was a very, very, very interesting conversation. And I don't know about other couples, but Evan and I talk about it all the time. I'm not going to put our business out there. But there is a difference between, newsflash to the men, there is a difference between intimacy as in sex, and just like, intimacy isn't just sex. Like, it's other things. Like, it's not just sex. Like, I don't understand why that's such a hard concept to grasp. You do not have to be intimate, or in order to be intimate with a person, it doesn't just mean that you're having sex with them. Like, it's not, no. Like, there's so much more that goes into it. So I appreciated her quick example when explaining it to him. And just like what we were talking about earlier with how women some women just like they ooze it. There are a lot of men too, and I've been in their presence without not sleeping with them. Just they ooze the sex appeal because of the confidence, and they're able to connect with you on a different level that has nothing to do with the physical aspect of it. So I just appreciated the conversation. Felt like it was interesting. Now, when Joya gets back home to Jasha, she gives him the rundown of her date. Tells him about Jacoby trying to hold her hand, and Jasha wasn't really feeling that. But the most important part, let's get to the meat and the potatoes, is when Joya told Jasha what Jacoby said about how he used to have a fetish for women that were already in relationships. And this man.
And once again, I just want to add, dudes like that go missing on the regular.
This man, let me tell y'all what he said, because I wrote it down.
Public service announcement.
I wrote it down, y'all. I wrote it down. He says, well, that says a lot about his character, which is A+. He's right there. It does say a lot about your character, 1. 2, he knows how, it shows that he knows how to get girls or go after girls and not attract them.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. Bloop. That was it. That was it. That was it. What you gotta say about that?
I've always lived like that.
Live like what?
You know, there's a difference between a guy who, you know, it's easy to go after a girl, but can you attract them?
Right.
Not everybody has that ability. But
right.
I think the thing that creates that ability is, like you said, how you present yourself, how you carry yourself.
Right.
Like, for you to be able to attract the attention from others without even opening your mouth and just sitting down or just standing there, not everybody has that gift.
That's what I'm talking about.
But that's a confidence that people see about you.
Right.
Like, you know, they see you out in public. Like, I think one of the biggest things that attracts women without you opening your mouth or even looking at them is how you smell.
Ain't that the truth? Because
You know,
I love a black man that smell good. Oh, Jesus.
You know, you walk past a group of women,
Jesus.
you smell good, you got your good shit on.
Yes.
Oh, they turn their head. What you mean? And things, they didn't even see your face yet. They just turn their head because they're like,
Yes.
And, you know, that tells a lot. That tells a lot about hygiene as well.
Yes.
You know, you care about how you're perceived in public, you know. Keep your hair good. Proceed. Keep your hair good, smell good, clothes on right.
Yes.
Not sagging your pants. You know, I mean, those are silent killers without even opening your mouth.
Right. And that's all important. You ain't never lied about that. But I appreciate, that's what I'm talking about. That's what makes Jasha attractive. Because of that response. Like, I was like, yes, like the way he handles himself and the way he's been handling these dates, this whole process, like that's been attractive. And I can also just see the love between them two, Joya and Jasha. I'm really not worried about them. To be quite honest, I'm like, why y'all even on the show? Like, if I'm being real, I do love them, but I'm just kind of also like, why are y'all on the show? I'm really not worried about them. But it seemed like she was intrigued by Jacoby. I'm not, like, that's very clear. Because spoiler alert, well, not really spoiler alert, but going down to the end of the episode, she decides to go on a second date with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Jasha decides to go out on a second date with Brittany from last week. That chick I don't like. I still don't like her. So I was really feeling a way that he said he was going to go on another date with her.
And I don't know if it's to, you know.
I don't like her.
I don't know if he's still just, you know, kicking the rocks, just seeing, you know, just going through the process. I mean, I mean, Joya's fire, so, I mean.
You think you like her?
Joya bad, she cold.
Okay, good. Okay.
That thing ice cold.
She is. She's a very beautiful woman. And it's just how she be moving. I'm not, she be like, oozes it. And her man, listen, Joya, hold on tight. Cause Jasha, okay, just saying. But no, I love the way he handled it. I also, another thing that I do want to mention, when he said that it says a lot about his character, I 100% agree with him. There is nothing more of a turn off for me than people that seek out people intentionally that are already in relationships. I think that is a disgusting characteristic. It's a character flaw. It's a character flaw. I don't care how you feel about it. Again, argue amongst yourselves. I don't like that at all. Why are you seeking out somebody that's already in a relationship? That is ridiculous. Don't like it. So he
Once
lost
again,
extra points for that.
dudes go missing every day, B.
Goodbye, Evan.
Dudes go missing every day.
So we kind of skipped. We should have stayed on Jasmine and Zay. Zay went out on a date with this young lady named Gayla.
Mm-hmm. Never heard of a name like that.
Me neither. I think it's pretty.
It's pretty unique.
It's pretty, Gayla.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty girl. She's from Sacramento. I caught that. She has 2 boys. She's a single mother.
Also was in the military.
Right. And she just recently moved to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So she's fairly new to the city. I'm gonna be honest though, when they went out on their date, it was a little boring to me because she looked bored. Like Zay was asking her all the questions, which I thought was hilarious because he was the one that it seemed like was really leading the date, and she was just answering them, but she was just going like this the whole time.
Because I think I honestly think she was disinterested and turned off because I think she realized if she's gonna date this dude, she needs to go buy a translator because don't nobody know what he's saying. So, I mean, let's be real. Like he got that thick Atlanta dialogue. Like we don't even know what Zay be saying.
Please don't get these Atlanta people in our comments.
He needed a translator.
But you ain't lied though, because it's been really hard for me to understand what he's saying. He got a thick accent. I'm not gonna lie. It's been hard for me to understand. But at least
but she looked disinterested.
Yeah, she was just like bored. I don't know. I felt like she was interested, but she just was just bored. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Like, I can't really give you too much of what they talked about because she was just answering questions, and I really couldn't understand all what he was saying, and she just looked bored.
Yeah,
she's a pretty girl though. I guess. Don't have nothing else there. Again, if we fast forward to the end of the episode, he decides not to go on a second date with her. I'm not shocked. I think he even said it like he was getting more homegirl vibe. And he hit it right on the head. I felt like they were 2 friends that were out, which is cool. Totally fine. Because they should look like that when they're out. Because he is in a relationship. However...
Unless he turns into that alter ego after a couple shots.
Right. No. But yeah, he decided not to go out with Gayla again. And we've already said that Jasmine decided that she wasn't going to go on a second date either. Yeah. So they will be getting new dates.
With, Magic Marcus?
Right. What's his name really, Marcus?
No, but Mike is white, so...
Because I do not remember that dude's name. Marcus. He was horrible. Anyways.
Because what's that comedy show in that preview too? I know we're off track. He said something about before going on a date with Jasmine. He's like, "Well, I hope she liked me, but you know what? Everybody likes me."
Yeah.
Dude, please.
He was whack. He was so corny, bro. I cannot. So one thing about Jasmine and Zay that was that stood out too at the group session at the end when Jasmine was talking about the date. Again, we knew that she wasn't interested in him, but when she was just, giving the recap of how the date was, Zay kept making jokes and like everybody was like laughing right in the room, but he kind of kept going. So every time Jasmine would talk, he would make a joke about the dude she went out with, not about her, but about the dude she went out with. And Dr. Stacy caught it because she was like, Zay, like, you're really deflecting here and you're uncomfortable with this situation. So you just land on joke And that's your comfort zone because you are uncomfortable. And in his confessional, in Zay's confessional, he was like, damn, like nobody's ever called me out like that before. He was like, I felt like I was like, you know, in boiling water, like I was in a pot of water.
A crock pot.
Yeah, because he's never been challenged in that way. And I will say that's like most of these dudes' issues is the problem is nobody ever challenges them. Nobody ever calls out the bad behavior. And then when they do you follow through with holding them accountable? Like that's a lot of times that be some of the issue. And that's not all the issue, but sometimes that's some of the issue. If you continue to do something and nobody ever tells you that is wrong, you're going to continue to do it. You don't know what you don't know. So nobody for him to say nobody's ever called him out in that way, it says a lot about the people that he has in his circle to me.
Enablers.
Right. Like I don't know. That's just a little.
But I mean, I thought it was interesting though how he actually. I don't know how long it took him, but he actually realized that about himself. Like
about what? Like
that's his defense mechanism.
Right.
Like how he was talking is like he knew what he was doing. Like
right.
Yeah, I want to hear about this. I'm about to make jokes about this.
Right. So I will say he gets 1 brownie point for admitting that is what he was doing. He was deflecting. So I guess hand clap for you. So now, guys, the main event. And that's Catherine and Ricky.
Standing in the left corner at 200 pounds, 5'9".
That Catherine and Ricky. We knew it was coming though. We knew like every episode we've been waiting for more and more information. So we're glad it's starting now. So this week, Catherine was the one that was going out on a date. We know last week, Ricky went out on a second date with Sheila. Mm-hmm. Right? Again, watch our previous review to see how that date went. But Marcus is the young guy that Catherine is going to be going out with. Mm-hmm. And Marcus is very cute. Okay? Very cute. I liked him. And he comes to the door. Catherine was like, oh, okay, she's sticking out her tongue. She was doing the most. I'm going to have to call you out, boo. I'm going to have to call you out. I feel like you was doing that because you wasn't feeling Ricky's date with Sheila. We see you. We know. Because last week you even ended the episode by saying, like, let the games begin. Like, we knew you was going to be on this whole tit for tat thing. So when Marcus first got to the house, she was doing just a little bit too much. Like, she was, like, overly interested. But okay, girl, we'll take it because Marcus was fine. So we'll take it. So their date was cute. They went to go make vision boards. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And they are both from Dallas. She recognized his hometown in Dallas, mm-hmm. and he knew where she was from, and they just seemed to be vibing. And so I think in the moment during the date, that is when they started to get authentic. I think that's when they started to draw of an authentic connection, mm-hmm. versus when he first got to the house and she was doing too much. But she said something that is going to be mentioned again later. She says she moved to Atlanta because she does hair. She's a hairstylist. And so I guess she was just trying to reach a bigger clientele. Most likely. And so that was like a good nugget because for the longest I have been asking I want to know what they do. Mm-hmm. I feel like I missed what Ricky does. Like, I don't know if it's been mentioned.
I'll be honest, it's not been mentioned.
Nobody's mentioned it. No. Because, y'all, it's really giving bum. Okay, can I be honest? Is it giving bum to y'all? Put it in the comments. I feel like it's giving bum. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Do you, like, no? You don't feel that way?
I need to see if it gets said in the next couple episodes.
I mean, I don't know. I don't remember him mentioning it, but just the context that we have so far, that I have been sitting on saying that for 3 weeks now, because I've been really trying to be politically correct on this platform, but that's what it's giving. It's giving bum nigga. It is. It really is. And okay. I miss what Marcus does too. I think he was something in IT. Was he something?
One thing I know, both of them talked about real estate.
Okay, so maybe that's what maybe he was doing that. I couldn't remember between him and Jacoby, like which one did which. But anyways, he has no kids. He has beautiful teeth, beautiful skin. He beautiful body. He cute. Like, we're here. She was like, if she wasn't with Ricky, she really would be giving him some play. I was like, wouldn't we all? Of course. Next. So we're just gonna jump to the end when they did their group session, because the episode ends with them. So they're both talking about their dates. She clearly had a good time. I think she's gonna choose to go out on a second date with him. Well, again, on y'all's previews, we already know that she's going on a second date with him because he's in the next preview. So there's that. But we already know also that Ricky decided to go on another date with Sheila. So this is date number 3. So when Dr. Stacy asked about his date with Sheila, and he was, giving his summary of what that was, the whole feeding on the fork thing that was brought up again. But it was also asked, well, like, Ricky, how did you take it when Catherine went out on her date with Marcus? And so he said something that was very interesting. Well, wait, hold on. Let me go back for a second. About the fork, right? Catherine in her confessional mentions how she was annoyed because he didn't eat off of Sheila's fork the first date.
Yeah.
Why did you decide... Why did you decide to do it the second date? I'm like, tomato, who really cares? I personally, again, I said this in the last review, there should be no eating off of forks. It's COVID. Stop it.
Because I believe he said he was trying to open up more and be less uptight.
Whatever.
So he decided to eat off the fork.
I don't care. Whether you did it the first time or the second time. I mean, that's what happens. Like, you get more comfortable on these dates. If you decide to go on another date with with the same person, you're getting more and more comfortable. So I'm not shocked that he decided to do it the second date. I don't understand Catherine's rationale behind all of that. I don't understand where she was coming from with that, but it really irritated her. But that wasn't what blew her up, though. What really took this to another level was when Ricky was saying how he felt about her going out on her date with Marcus. He says, just in jest, he was like, it gave me a chance to miss her. And so Catherine was like, wait, like, huh? Like, what? What you mean? And Dr. Stacy was even like, oh yeah, okay, so you got to miss her more, like, elaborate a little bit. And then he was painting this picture like Catherine be all up under him all the time. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when Catherine, because that set Catherine off, because she also felt like he was painting a picture that she wants to be all up under him all the time, and like she doesn't want to go out and do things on her own, but she just want to be up under him. It's like she's smothering him. So she didn't like that narrative that he was putting out there about it. I have to 100% agree with her on that. I was like, oh, okay. Because then that's when she started spilling a little bit more tea and was like, dude, like, how my life was in Dallas. It's because I'm here taking care of kids that don't belong to me, meaning his sister's kids, plus I'm assuming his kids, and being in his family's home and doing all of the drop-offs, the pickups, and the taking care of the house and doing things that a wife would do, but doing things that is above her pay grade.
Especially to that I know, like she said, it's a new city. She doesn't
right,
know,
and it's a
she
new
doesn't know people
city,
like
and
that.
like she also mentioned about like how there's been things that have gotten in the way of her marketing
Yeah.
and like getting herself out there, and it seems like he is aware of all of this stuff. And so for him to paint this picture like she just want to be all up under him, I do feel like that was out of bounds. I do. And I would have been just as livid. Like I would have been pissed. Do not, you know how I am about false narratives. You know how I am about false narratives. Don't try to paint me in a different, like don't try to paint a picture of me in front of people. Like don't do that. Like I'm smothering you. Don't do that. So I agree with her. But Catherine, baby, I have to ask, why did you move into his family's home? I'm just asking. I'm
Well,
just asking.
maybe they could have had a plan where before she moved in there, they were just like, hey, let's do this for such and such. Then we're about to get our own spot, and as you know, plans don't always go.
Well, no, I don't accept that because why are you on the show? I have so many questions if once you answer one. So the first question is why did you move? Why did you move into his family's home?
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's one. Because she also mentioned in her, like, because she's going off at this point, she also mentioned how they share one car. Because
Mm-hmm.
that also is a hurdle for her
Mm-hmm.
and her getting around and her doing things. So they share one car. They're living in his parents' home with his siblings and his nieces and nephews or whoever and his kids. So, again, why did you move into this house?
Damn, how many bedrooms is in there? It's Hotel Rwanda.
Why did you move into this house? Then my next question is, was there any type of time frame like you were just trying to explain? And then right after that is, why is why is that even a conversation right now?
Yeah, that has no reason to be.
Like, why? I don't understand this at all. I said this review one, and I'm gonna say it again. They should have went on House Hunters. Why are we talking about marriage? I'm so confused by that. And listen, people gonna get enough of getting in these relationships and doing wifely duties, and they ain't a wife. You over here taking care of kids. You taking care of kids, like for what?
The kids.
Like you taking care of them for what? What? The sister's kids, like what? I don't understand.
And where's the sister at?
And again, guys, we've said before, there is no judgment about living at home with your family. Shit, I've done it. We've all done it. Especially, I'm in my 20s. Of course, I've done it. I got my own place now, but we've all been there. Plus, the way the economy's working, I got you. But I just don't feel like that's what this situation is. Like, I'm sorry, but Ricky is really giving bum. He's giving hobosexual. Hobosexual, guys. Hobosexual. That's what it's giving. Like, that's how she, like, met him in this way. Like, but which is crazy because he was also married before.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have questions. Like, I just don't understand. And, like, you only have one car. So you only have one car? You living at his parents' house? I could never. Living in your parents' house? And we grown?
I mean, I remember he said in the beginning, and I guess it's very, very, important for him. He said, family's very important to him.
Living in your parents' house?
It's important.
And we grown? Like, and I'm not talking about you doing it individually. I'm saying like as a couple, like you moved your girlfriend into the house. That's like, I don't know. Like I'm sorry, but it is giving bummed. Like, I just feel like, what's happening here? Like, I just don't understand. Ricky, let us know. Is this a cultural thing? Like, I'm trying to really make it make sense. And, like, why did she decide to do this?
Right.
Like, why would you insert yourself into chaos? Because it seems like it was already chaos. Why would you do that? And why is marriage on the brain? So, you get married and, like, are you guys going to stay at the parents' house?
Weddings in the backyard.
Like, I just want to know the plan. What's the plan? I don't know,
Questions
but
that need answers.
it's giving bum.
From the previews we see, Catherine and Ricky are right next to each other. They're bowling.
Why are you just giving a review for next season?
Fine.
Next season.
Dang.
Next episode.
It looks good. This is going to be very spicy. So I look forward to this weekend. This episode, I feel it's a heater. I feel like something's coming from this one. So I'm looking forward for the next couple.
And so far, I feel like the season has been going fairly well, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's good. I'm entertained. You know, I still have questions, but I'm entertained. So, and it ain't the worst show on right now, because Jesus Christ.
They'll call it that.
No, you talking about that. I'm talking about Ready to Love.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I like for real. Y'all really do need to have like an executive meeting because it's a no for me. But anyways,
so this concludes another episode of Reality Check TV.
Yes.
Before you guys leave, do not forget to like and subscribe.
And make sure you guys comment. Are you guys liking us? Are you liking us? If you don't, I don't care. But if you do, we love you. But please, like and comment. Please, 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 please. And share. Share our videos. Listen, guys, we're going to try to get better at, actually not even better. We're going to try to even do like a social media announcement. You guys have been really showing out only because we're even shocked that we're even getting the views without saying anything on social media. Like, what?
It's a good start.
That's a good start. So,
definitely
please,
appreciate y'all.
Yes, please share. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We have our links in the description
box.
Again, comment, like, share, and subscribe.
And that does for another episode. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great one. Y'all be safe out here in these streets.
Bye.